Hi, I'm John Burgeon, and I'm a staff at Great Lakes Rockside. I got to Rockside by actually being sent to prison. My life before Rockside was pretty chaotic. I spent a good amount of 8 years in alcoholism that led me to having DUIs. And then from being on parole for a DUI, I was shot and went back for a parole violation. After returning home from the parole violation, I was sent to Allegan, Michigan, where at a parole house I went for a walk in downtown Allegan on the boardwalk, and the site director of Rockside Great Lakes comes up to me, and I heard some people running up to me, so I wasn't sure what was going on, and they were like, "Hey man, we're on a treasure hunt, and we want you to know you're the treasure and Jesus loves you." My response was, I already know, because Jesus is my only friend. I was in a close relationship to him at the time before Rockside. But we started talking and he told me about the program, and I was like, this is it. I filled out an application for Rockside and never looked back. Yeah, my life previous to Rockside was really full of hate, hatred towards what I've let it become, hatred towards the people that I pushed away. But I was on a mission to just end life in general, by any means necessary, be it drinking myself to death, be it self-inflicted wounds. It was a rough part, and every day was just a struggle just to get through it without any substances. And then one night that was like, well, let's test fate. I gave the gun after I took it from this kid back to him and told him I was keeping the dog. I was negotiating to buy from him, and he shot me, and he didn't kill me though, so I was a little bit bummed about that at the time. But it led me back to a parole violation for being around the gun that I was shot by, and I could have probably fought it and won the case, but at that time in my life I knew I needed something. I needed change. I needed some peace, and that's what I found in prison with God. And I fully committed and changed my perspective over of wanting to not be around anybody to really wanting to be around them and try to share some of the experiences that I've had throughout my life. And I actually wanted to be a life coach, a preacher. I started dipping into the Bible a lot. And what was cool about the whole thing was being so committed and giving everything to God that when I get out of prison, instead of having to search that path out, that path searched me out when Zach came up to me and told me he's on a treasure hunt, and I'm the treasure, baby. After being a student in the program and graduating, and actually offered a staff position, was amazing. It was a little bit of a tough transition going from, okay, now I can be a little bit of a knucklehead as a student to now, okay, now I'm going to be the one that's got to deal with these knuckleheads. But, it's fun. It gives my life purpose, and I could do a lot of things with that life, make all kinds of decisions that would be poor because of my flesh, but what purpose? So this gives my life purpose regardless of what I could be doing otherwise, and then just having the opportunity to be able to really get into some of these guys' heart and show them what love is, and be an inspiration to them, because I'm not a person from college. I don't have a degree. I've been where you have been. I've overcame it, but the first step is accepting Jesus as the way, and trust nothing else. What I pray for every student that comes to Rockside is that they can understand that there is people that care about them, that there is hope, and that you just got to trust in God and trust in the people that God puts in front of you. The Rockside community is what I needed. I was searching for a family, and that's what I really needed to come out of my crisis, and that's what it was. They welcomed me into their home, and they gave me the family that I was searching for. On top of the extended community of Rockside that joins into the program and supports them, they're all my family, and I don't look at them as anything but. I definitely want to thank the people that give to Rockside. I mean, without them, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you. Um, Without the prayers is the most important, but without the funding, I wasn't going to be able to come here. And so the decision to take this and set it aside to give to Rockside and support people, men in crisis like me, I don't know how to thank them more than just from the bottom of my heart.